Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our podcast. This is a podcast that we decided to do with my girlfriend about daily stuff, the things that we see on the internet, the things that we want to talk about, the things that we just want to chat and yap. So we will briefly introduce ourselves and we will directly go into the talking about stuff. We will have no any systems or structures for this type of conversation, so we want to make it as natural as possible, as if you guys are joining us while we are having a conversation. So no structure, nothing like that. We'll just go from topic to topic, try to keep it somewhat relevant to the general topic every time we decide. So okay, without further ado, let's start. So, hello, Meg-chan. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Meg. I'm from Japan.
Okay, is that all?
hmm
Tell us
I love
about your.
tea.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Tell us about your hobbies.
I like travel.
Traveling. Okay.
I like to search about history,
Mm-hmm.
chronicle history. I
Mm-hmm.
love tea. I'm tea lover, especially afternoon tea ceremony.
Oh,
And I love cooking, and I'm heavy Japanese cuisine lover.
oh, so you are a Japanese cuisine enjoyer.
Yeah, it's one of the most important base in my life.
Okay. So as we discussed earlier, today's general topic is going to about relaxation. Am I
You
correct?
haven't introduced
Oh
about
wait, I
yourself.
forgot. Yes, yes. So, hello everybody. My name is Ken. My name is not actually Ken, but this is my stage name. I'm from Azerbaijan. It's a very small, tiny country in the middle of the Asia and Europe. So, but that's irrelevant because both of us kind of live in foreign countries, so we're none of us in our own home country. So we will talk about it later, but generally we are an international couple, and we have a lot of things that we don't agree, and there's a lot of cultural differences that we face every day. So we decided to go through them while just chatting about it. And today we wanted to talk about relaxing. What's your relaxation routines like, Meg?
When I was in Japan, my relaxing routine was like to eat something sweet, especially it's not sweet one, but go to ramen shop in the middle of the night, and after that, not the normal ramen. I love ieke ramen. I think if you know about Japanese cuisine, some people might know about it, but it's pork based. It's really heavy food, and after you eat it, you feel guilty. Then go to hot spring. Precisely, it's Sento, the hot spring in the middle of the town city. It's not natural one. It's our artificial one, but it's basically bath, white bath, and then drink coffee milk. What's my stress relieving method back in Japan? But since I'm not in Japan right now, for the daily thing, I'm kind of stuck. I don't know what to do these days, but recently I'm trying to start embroidery or just hanging out with my friends to cafe or somewhere.
I see. We actually talk about this a lot, right? Because you're kind of a anxious person.
You too.
I'm also
Yeah,
anxious person, right? So we try to do stuff that actually helps us deal with the stress and anxiety, right? As we grow
yeah, it's
older,
kind of difficult.
yeah, as we grow older, our anxieties and our worries increases. So we try to do general routines and strategies about how we can relax and how we can distract ourselves from the anxiety, stress, and all of that stuff. We actually share quite a lot of strategies with each other, so we decided that maybe it will be useful for you guys as well. Well, to be honest, I am not much of a food enjoyer, but I do like routines, right?
Yeah, which
So,
is one of the most largest of our cultural differences
yeah,
that I never agree.
yeah, that's such a big conversation point that we have where we disagree most of the time. I mean, we don't disagree necessarily, but I think I fail to see eye to eye with her in this regard. Like, okay, I like tasty food, but it's not as important as in my life as other things. But it's very big stress reliever, or how can I say, stress management strategy for you, eating tasty food.
Yeah, for me, eating tasty food is the most important thing. In a daily basis, eating healthy Japanese food. On top of that, when I feel stressed, like eating something what I want. That's really easy to do in Japan because convenience stores are open 24 hours per day. Supermarket, you can buy anything, seafood and stuff, sweet thing, like almost any type of thing. Cuisine is available with a reasonable price, but I mean, you're afraid of, but the things are not the same, and it's really it's the piling up stress that I have because eating something tasty is one of the best way to stress relieving for me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to be honest, for me, it's not. And it's true that I sometimes eat food when I feel anxious, like stress eating. But it
Uh-huh.
doesn't matter what type of food it is, as long as it's food, I think I'm fine with it. But
Mm.
for me, the general way of relieving stress or running away from anxiety involves around establishing routines. They're very short, but they're very nice routines. Like, I like having my mornings, maybe first couple of hours of my morning to myself for this relaxation routine that sets me up for the day. For me, it's lighting up a incense and then reading a book while having a coffee and listening to some type of a nice instrumental music. These days, I'm into the jazz, so I'm listening to the jazz. But I believe I wasn't into incense until, I guess, until very recently, right? I think you introduced me to incense. Before that, I
Yeah,
used
I
aroma oil.
some incense from Japan because when I'm in abroad, I really something miss Japan, especially temple or shrine, and I wanted to feel the temple smell in my room, and so I brought back some Japanese incense, and I think I brought some to your room
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
once.
I think yeah,
And you
it
really,
was
really
it was I believe in during summer when you visited me, you
uh-huh.
brought the incense. Before that, I used the essential oils, right? And then I
Mm.
think we went to shop and we bought some store incense, like one of those cheap ones.
Yeah, I
Then
feel like it was terrible.
yeah, we lighted
Is it
up and it gave me
white
headache.
paper? Yeah, it the smell was awful, and on top of that, like your quality was awful and the smell was terrible.
Yeah, but then we used your
Yeah.
incense. It was amazing. I fall in love in there with that. And then I ordered mine, my own ones, and then you sent me a couple of yours as well. You shared me your incense as
Yeah,
well.
my most favorite. What was the category like name? Sandwood in English?
Sandalwood, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
sandalwood.
my favorite one. The good quality one smell like temple in Japan.
Yeah, and I recently got myself ones from Japan as well, but this one's more like a sakura smell, has a fragrance of sakura in it. I really love them. It's amazing smell, such a relaxing smell.
Mhm.
So that's how I got into the incense. So generally, to bring the topic back to the relaxation and relaxing routines, because I feel like we are deviating a lot, right? So why do you think it's important to have some type of a routine?
That's your thing. Like I also agree that make it like establish your routine is important, but I'm not that type of person who can follow certain routine precisely every day. I don't know, for you making routine works on is important, and I understand like how important it is, but I'm not type of the person who can follow it.
But to me, actually, routines are important because they are predictable. It gives you some type of predictability. Because I think that my main anxiety comes from uncertainty. like unknown, just like everybody else, of course.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but routines give me predictability because you know what you're gonna do next, right? It's pre-planned. If you stick with it, it's good, it's intuitive, it's natural. So I believe, regardless who you are, you can be a chaotic person, but I believe if you have some type of a, well, when I say routine, it's more than routine. I feel like it's like a ritual, like doing something, taking time to do something that makes you feel present at that moment, where you don't need to rush through it. You just need to do it and enjoy it while you are going at it. So that's what I actually call a routine. Like more than routine, it's more like a ritual, right? Like how making a tea is a ritual, or how making a coffee is a ritual, or how you light your incense, then you sit down, get your book, set up your music. All of this is like a ritualistic approach, in my opinion. So I believe it's important for managing stress for everybody.
Mhm.
Do you have anything, any type of ritual that we can advise to people, but make sure that it's
Right.
it's 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 achievable, regardless of the location. It needs to be
Uh,
fast. It needs to
that's
be
the best
achievable.
people. That really depends on people. Like you're following your ritual, like, but I'm not established ritual or routine. But but like your ritual's goal is to make yourself comfortable, comfy, piling up, like nice feeling. Then it's up. Then it for me it's like eating something tasty, drinking my favorite tea, stuff like that. But I do it whenever I feel like to do it.
Oh, I see. So you don't do it every day.
Uh huh.
Ah, that's interesting. Well, if you give an advice to somebody that what they should to relieve their anxiety or their stress, what would it be?
Mm, I don't know. Like for me, the where stress comes is more like, as you mentioned, uncertainty. And yeah, it's normal that people have uncertainty in their lives, anyone's life. But what is a problematic is like if you don't organize your thought, or if you just like try to ignore the fear of uncertainty, it's kind of grows in unnatural, more than like unnecessary way, start to press you more than it should be. And to control this, I personally recommend cognitive behavioral treatment. Was it
Oh yeah, yeah.
therapy? I don't
CBT.
know, but it's yeah, basically of it. It's a one of journaling method, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
for me, it really works. Though I don't do it regularly, I feel like when I felt overwhelmed, when I feel really, really stressful and I cannot motivate myself at all, it's usually that type of like mm, unnecessary growing stress inside you. It's too much like getting large. So in that case, cognitive behavior treatment works. But for disclaimer, I'm really amateur. I'm not professional in psychology or something. So it's just my personal method that works, which works for me.
Yeah, yeah, I do the same. Actually, I think we got it. I think I advise you to do it because when I was doing my bachelor's, when I was doing consulting, like as a degree, we had a CBT as a class, and we learned about how it helps with
Really?
the, yeah. Like we had a teacher,
Oh, I was
professor.
recommended by counselor.
Yeah, we got a professor from, if I'm not mistaken, Norway. She came and
Uh-huh.
she gave us a lecture about cognitive behavior therapy, how it helps with the anxiety, generally how it helps you with the lifestyle changes. I was mainly focusing on like how to stress management and personality disorders or general mental health through
Uh-huh.
physical activity. And for most of the people, it's really like a weight management or going back to routine of exercising, or in a matter of like increasing their lifestyle, like changing them to the healthier version. So they taught us about CBT, how effective it is. It's basically, guys, you are establishing new habits for yourselves, and while doing that, you observe yourself. So you are literally observing yourself as a third person, and then you try to rationalize your emotions, you try to rationalize your fears, and you look at yourself from a distance, and you're like, okay, what I'm going through, how I feel, and then you reassure yourself that it's okay. Well, we will not dive very deep into that because, as we said, we are not professionals, and I don't think I have appropriate licensing to talk about this. I do have a degree on counseling, but I don't think it's relevant in this podcast. But general speaking, I also do CBT as well. For me, it's about managing the anxiety, and I learned that anxiety is usually a result of something you postponing a problem, right? If you have a problem and you postpone dealing with that problem, and it doesn't need to be like a very big problem. It can be something very small. It's about something that bothers you, and you don't do it, and then it piles up, and turns into the anxiety. With CBT, it helps you to address it when that emotion comes, right? I think next episode we will talk about this, but I think it's related to the uprising and
No, we're gonna
cultural.
talk about adolescence because we
Yeah,
watched it.
yeah.
I wanna
So
talk about adolescence.
yeah, we talked about we watched it, and it
Yeah,
was
I
really good.
recommended it.
Yeah,
I recommended to Kensen, and he really liked it. I mean,
yeah.
it's only famous, but I want to talk about it.
So that's why we wanted to start with the relaxing and then go into there because we feel like they're kind of related because both are emotional development and what type of person it turns if you ignore them, type of thing, and how society,
Yeah,
interpersonal relationships, culture affects you, your development, so on and so forth.
yeah. I
But
feel like in the terms of bias, your thoughts, yeah, it's something
yeah,
same.
yeah, true. So let's go back to relaxing, right? We moved very fast forward towards the talking about the anxiety and stuff because we watched Adolescence. It was
Mm-hmm.
nice, but let's stick with the relaxing, right? Uh,
Relaxing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. CBT works, and if I don't do it regularly, I will say my stress piling up and explode sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. Do you remember a couple of days ago I had panic attack? You remember I called
Yeah,
you? Yeah, I was very anxious.
yeah.
I had sudden panic attack.
Oh,
Then I went back to and searched through internet, of course with the academic cautions. I did that, and I found very good advice, very good academic professional advice on that. Address your anxiety with a journaling and spend part of your day or like a routinely, and this is like a day-to-day basis, have a 5 minute window in your day to do this, like address your anxieties. Although you may not feel very strong anxiety that day, but it's a good practice to just write down yourself a question: do I feel anxious today? How do I feel today? Is there anything that bothers me that I am not paying attention to? And then I did that, and immediately after I wrote down what was bothering me, what's the real thing that causes me this panic attack, it went away. It was gone.
hmm.
It was very effective.
そうなんだ。
And then I just scheduled daily anxiety control journaling for myself. 5 minutes every morning, I do it. It's very amazing. It actually helps me relax a lot. It makes me feel in control because I
Mm.
address what's causing these feelings, these emotions, right? And it's important. But in my culture, usually talking about emotions or paying attention to the emotions are not welcomed. So I was for a very long time suppressed all of those, and then now I see that yeah, it wasn't a good idea. Should have not done that.
Yeah, you were really, troublesome person that like like you used to tell me that like by observation you need to understand whether I'm angry or I'm anxious or I'm in stress or something like without telling the detail. I'm like, huh? Just tell me.
Yeah. Another thing I think I recommend you to do very often, which I do myself, is when you are in a panic mode, in order to, or when you're very anxious or very stressed, right? In order to bring back yourself to reality, doing cold water, like go wash your face with the cold water. And I learned it during the university is that because it literally shocks your system, and when it shocks your
Mm,
system, nervous system, it's easier to control that physical element rather than dealing
mm,
with emotional elements of anxiety. Because physical elements of anxiety are visible, right? You know that it's caused by cold water, and immediately right after you are exposed to cold water, your body gets warm, your brain starts to release serotonin, and it's by the way proven by the science that cold showers or cold exposure in general really helps
mm.
with the happiness because it makes you feel happier afterwards due to the serotonin and due to the adrenaline in your body. So that's what I recommend Meg to do whenever she is in a very panicky mode, whenever she is very anxious. I do it myself as well. So I guess you guys can do it as well. Well, I don't know. Take a precaution before do it. As we said earlier, we're not professionals. It's just a strategies that we use.
Yeah, that what you can do during your daily life.
Okay, so let's to sum it up, right? Let's give five recommendations from my side, five recommendations from your side to our
Mhm.
listeners. What they can do to release their stress. Keep in mind it needs to be accessible for everybody regardless of their location, right? We cannot go to we cannot go eat ramen every day.
Yeah, but eating ramen is like one of the best solution for me.
Okay.
But not like the ramen, the salt and abroad, which like Vietnamese and Japanese cuisines combine, like sushi and for ramen is not accepted. I'm talking about Yeke ramen in Japan.
Okay. So five recommendations. Go. Speed
Uh,
run through them very fast.
mm, me?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, the first is like treat yourself well. That's what I mean for like sleep well, eat healthy and tasty food, and like enjoy some something you like. It's make opportunity to enjoy something you like. For me, it's tea, drinking tea, and some type of a bit luxurious feeling, so that you can understand you yourself is treating you nice. You can understand that you deserve this type of nice, chill, comfy treatment. And the second is like time to time, if you're anxious person, even if you don't think yourself that's an anxious person, it's nice to mm, how to say by some journaling with maybe cognitive behavior treatment, so that you can check whether you're a bit too much bias yourself or you're trying to neutralize your thought. uh, the third is I don't have five. I just try to have
Yeah,
how healthy life, eat healthiness. That's all.
I see. Okay, fair
And sleep
enough.
well.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And eat ramen if you can.
If you eat ramen if you can, that's going to be a slogan
Yeah.
of this channel. Eat ramen if you can.
Yeah.
What
And
I
take a bath if you
recommend,
can.
I think I agree with you in most parts. I think first is I think lifestyle. Try to make your lifestyle as healthy as
Yeah,
possible.
it's a basic.
You don't need to be extremely health conscious, but making here and there little choices is going to affect you a lot. Like drinking more water, going for a walk more often, whenever you order something. If you order from outside, choosing healthier option. If you are not, you are cooking at home, reducing a couple of things or changing them with more healthier options of them, eating more vegetables. I used To be honest, I used to eat meat a lot, but I
Yeah,
noticed
and
that.
you thought it's healthy. It was really big also culture shock for me that you were saying kebab is healthy. It's not kebab doner. Gyros, it's healthy.
No. Kebab, not doner. Kebab is healthy. Kebab is a meat cooked on
Healthy,
open fire. Anyway,
but it's only meat.
yeah, just meat. So
Yeah, it's tasty. Well, sorry.
I guess establish any type of routine where you can
Mm.
have just 5 minutes of silence, and that's it. Have a 5 minutes of silence every day for yourself. Just don't do anything. Just 5 minutes of silence. Then make yourself a tea, or if you like a coffee, make yourself a coffee. But make sure to don't rush through it. Take your time. Go through it slowly. Even if it's boring, just do it for 5 minutes. Journaling, I think, is another very great option. And try to combine your routines into one so that you have it doesn't take much time from your life, but it's still achievable day-to-day basis. Music is free. You can listen to music. Try to go for something instrumental, something relaxing, not high beat. But if you like it, you can go for a high beat music as well. Then have something warm to drink, something that will make you happy. And of course, journaling. Get to know yourself. Like spend some time with yourself. So ask yourself a questions that you never asked before, or in a matter of fact, go in a conversation with yourself. I think it will be very helpful with you dealing with your anxiety. I think we should make
Mm.
one episode about nighttime anxiety, like that the anxiety that happens before you
Yeah,
go to sleep. Yeah, and morning
that's
dread.
fine.
I wanna talk about those two, morning dread and evening anxiety, where you cannot go to sleep, and as soon as you wake up in the morning, you feel tired, you feel like a dread, you feel like why am I alive, or stuff like that. We can talk about it. I have quite a lot information on those and strategies on those, because there was a point in my life I was going through that and I was experiencing it a lot. And now I have a very good strategy to deal with it. It worked for me. I'm not sure if it will work for everybody, but I think it's a good start. Like for those who don't know from where to start, how to start, because I was like that too.
I mean, they can take your story as a one reference, one sample.
Yeah, and then you guys can do your own research.
Yeah, it's kind of also for me more than external things. Like it's usually bothers me. Like my inner voice start to criticize me so hard. So sometimes I need to like go like ask question to me like inner me is criticize me this much, but do you feel the same if your friend is under this situation and you also criticize your friend? And the answer is usually no. So yeah, this is kind of biased that I don't know why, but I keep pushing myself.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
usually like what society's discipline telling you and how far away from I am in that, and it's really usually inside me. Japanese society discipline usually criticize me a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Internal self-critique is very challenging,
Yeah,
and
but
I
it's
feel
more
like
like yeah, biased Japanese society discipline, I should say, because it's already inside me, and I'm not sure whether it's really exists or I just like made it worse or not.
yeah, I agree. I feel like we are more kind to others than we are kind to ourselves.
Yeah, I understand I'm really harsh to myself.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
Yeah, that's why
anyways,
it's really important to treat yourself well so that you will understand that you're an important person.
yeah, yeah, I agree. So you can have that as a one part of your general strategy to
Mm.
feel relaxed. Because in our concept, the relaxing is not really like, oh, let's get cozy and go watch some type of a movie. Because to us, it's like distraction, right? Because you're not dealing with the real problem, but you're postponing the real problem, the real
It's
cause. Yeah,
procrastination.
it's like a good
You can
procrastination. Yeah, it's very effective to get rid of that feeling at the moment, But I feel like in a long term, it's not really solving the problem. I think the real way to solve the problem is like get to ask yourself a questions, get to know yourself, be kinder to yourself, try to get rid of your biases, try to think twice about your beliefs and values. Are these things really making me happy? Are they really what I love doing, or is this like something that is pushed upon me by the society or by the other people? And sometimes it may be the reason why you actually feel anxious or overwhelmed or sometimes burned out because you are
Your
doing something.
desire or just what society kept telling you.
Yeah, yeah. I think of course with the rise of the pseudo intellectuals, fake people on the internet pushing all type of values upon all of us, regardless of our gender, race, and where we are. It really makes it hard for a person to get to know themselves. Like, who am I? What I want in life? How to establish a value that really satisfies my lifestyle or takes me to the places that I wanna be. So I guess that can be it. I feel like we didn't talk about relaxing rather than we talked about why we feel anxious.
That's why we are not professionals
Yeah, it
anyway.
doesn't matter, guys. I'm changing the name of the today's episode. It's about why do we feel anxious. I think
I already will thumbnail.
it's okay. You
Um,
with the very little letters, you can
like
write that.
subtitle.
Yeah, with the very little letters, but it's so small. It's very hard to see the actual title of the.
That's dark
Yeah,
pattern.
yeah.
Why you're implementing dark pattern in YouTube thumbnail?
The actual conversation. So okay, anyways, guys. So I guess that's it for today. We are very excited to talk about adolescence. This was like as an introductory episode. We just opened up, and I think from now we will follow this pattern. We just jump from topic to topic. I feel like this is very nice. It feels very natural because I don't think anybody in their day-to-day life just talk about one topic and then stick with just one. Maybe normal people do. We don't. We usually talk about everything and anything.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, and sometimes get into fights.
we will follow this routine. So this is just going to be our way of talking about something in more civilized way because we will
Civil
present
life.
because we will present it to others.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
see you
By
guys.
the way, goal of this channel is since Ken-san is learning Japanese now, so our goal is that Ken-san learn Japanese so that we can talk this type of thing in Japanese.
Yeah, we will
Did you know that?
slowly start integrating some Japanese words and phrases into
Mhm.
our conversations. But I believe it will take some time. This, as I said, this was just introductory
Yeah.
conversation and topic we are talking. I am not very advanced. I cannot really express myself in Japanese this way, or at least in this specific topic. But we will make sure to integrate 5 minutes of just talking Japanese
Yeah, we're
with
gonna
us.
talk about what type of food we like.
Yes, yeah, that
Not
we can.
something like stress, psychology and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think we will integrate 5 minutes of that into there so that I get my daily practice. So, guys,
Mhm.
that's it for this episode, I guess. See you guys next time.
Yeah.
Next time we will talk about adolescence. We will talk about
Yeah.
adolescence because I think it's very good in a
It
sense
was
that
so interesting.
it's very good for both parents and for children and for everybody who's living in this day and age. Especially,
Mm.
I feel like they really well shows the elements of how something is ignored leads to leads to I wouldn't say tragic. I would say tragic. Yeah, yeah. It leads to tragic outcomes. You know, of course, it doesn't happen all the time, but in this, it's a show, guys. So they made sure to show us the bad side of like what happens when you ignore something. But I feel like even for many people nothing bad happened, but still ignoring stuff that is are very important. How can it affect someone's life?
Mm. and I feel like I'm woman, so I feel like I couldn't 100% comprehend the story, and I had some question why he do it, what type of motivation he have, blah blah blah. So I can talk about my interpretation as a woman, maybe as Asian Japanese. Ken-san can talk about like how he felt, what he felt as a man.
Yeah. I managed to relate to a lot of things in the movie, but I also felt like for a teenager, some of the behaviors in the movie for teenagers, I felt like yeah, it's for me. I feel like we normalize those things. They are actually not normal, but we normalize those behaviors. So I could relate. I could see myself in some scenes, in some elements. But then again, I also they touched upon very interesting topic that really triggers me is that when kids do it, you can always say that they do it because they're kids. You know, they don't have enough life experience. They didn't have time
We're gonna
to.
talk about it next time.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I was circling it today. Okay, guys, see you next time.
Thank
Uh,
you. Bye.